To what we're used to, with COVID drastically cutting crowd numbers at tonight's famous fireworks spectacular. This is a live shot of Barangaroo, where conditions could not be better for a fresh start, but many revellers are simply playing it safe.
8 a.m. at Blues Point Reserve, a blue ribbon location for the best show in town. Yet the line only 10 deep.
They was really lucky, it's not very long queue.
The usual crush we've come to expect, nowhere to be seen. The harbour foreshore, normally 1 million people strong, reduced to just tens of thousands of spectators for mostly ticketed events. For this happy camper, paradise.
You're the one soul here. How does it feel to have the entire park to yourself?
It's all mine, isn't it?
At Mrs Macquarie's chair, one lone tent, but at Bondi Beach, a sea of sun shelters. People washing off 2021 by taking to the water instead.
Definitely looking forward to the next year ahead and hopefully some changes.
The coronavirus casting its long shadow over celebrations. Revellers rethinking their midnight plans despite the Premier's plea to party.
Just catching up with a few mates, nothing too intense. Just seeing who's safe and who isn't in isolation at the moment.
Everything's under control, but, I'm just not going out.
We know many people won't come into the city this year because they are making a conscious decision to put their health first. That's exactly what we've encouraged people to do.
The hospitality industry bearing the brunt, with many venues forced to shut up shop. Tickets still left at the Harbourview Hotel.
We've had a few cancellations, but then we've had, because we had parties booked of 10, so 3 in that group would have had COVID, so they cancelled a lot. But then we picked up more bookings.
And more than 2,000 bottles of champagne waiting to pop at the Crown.
I think it goes without saying 2021's been a very challenging year. But if you feel the sentiment around the building right now, there's fun, excitement, and people are looking forward to bringing in 2022 here at Crown Sydney and really celebrating and having fun.
To control the COVID-safe crowds, 3,000 boots on the ground, air and sea. And one of the best seats in town here at Observatory Hill, the one usual ingredient was missing, and that was tens of thousands of revellers. And after 2 difficult years, chance for renewal and hope for better times.
I think there's a global wish for 2022, and that's the end of the pandemic.
Let's bring in Ellie Walsh, who's at the Opera House tonight. Ellie, the picture is spectacular, but what is the atmosphere like down there?
Oh, Charles, even during a pandemic, or especially during a pandemic, people need something to look forward to. Tonight, that something is about 6 hours away. This evening's midnight fireworks, 80,000 pyrotechnics in total, in the shapes of whales, sunflowers and shells. Behind us here on the water at around 10 p.m. tonight, set to light up in a beautiful tribute to our frontline workers who've worked tirelessly over the past 2 years to keep us safe. Now, Charles, we know numbers are down around the foreshore. The early head count is in at around 17,000. Many heeding the advice of Dr. Kerry Chant that the best way to ring in the new year is to avoid those crowds. But, Charlie, what we are lacking in crowds this evening, we are making up for in hope for a better 2022.
A hope shared by everyone across the city. Ellie, have a great night and thank you. It is an absolutely stellar night for celebrations on the water. Families headed to the harbour early to snag prime position for tonight's big show and a little piece of paradise for themselves.
A Sydney sparkler on show and waiting for the crowds to hit the water. For what is usually the busiest night of the year.
Happy New Year!
Early this morning, there were very few.
It's fairly quiet compared to other years, but the day still ended up nearly perfect. It's beautiful.
But those wanting a front row seat to the fireworks were in early.
We've been here for 2 days already.
We'll stay here till we watch the fireworks and then probably stay till tomorrow morning.
Others making the most of the day, but planning not to celebrate into the night.
We're just doing a half day. We're from the northwest, so we want to get out of here by lunchtime.
A day usually big for boating business, not like previous years. COVID sinking plans for many.
I think you're going to have this year a lot more private vessels out than commercial vessels. Lack of international tourism has definitely hurt the commercial industry this year, and COVID
By the middle of the day, it was the harbour bays where boats began to drop anchor and the party finally got underway. From the big to the small, a world-class setting for tonight's spectacular display.
I'm so excited about the fireworks. It's lovely to be out here on the water, enjoying the beautiful weather and great company.
I've been here 3 years, not seen them once.
We're used to seeing these parts of the harbour full of boats early in the day. This year, though, it's much quieter. But Water Police say they expect numbers will be back by the time the first firework goes off.